Coming up on My API Health. Becoming a new mother can be extremely challenging. From navigating chest feeding for the first time to the physical and mental toll adding a new family member can have on new parents. We invite the experts to find out what resources are available to our newest parents. Then, we're practicing a mindfulness exercise designed to help increase clarity in your mind, assisting you in making those tough life decisions. So invite your family, sit down and relax, because My API Health starts right now.
Hello, aunties, uncles, friends, and allies. Welcome to the newest season of My API Health, where you'll receive accessible, pertinent information. We strive to be culturally informed in our programming by discussing bigger topics that many of us living in America are concerned about. Also, happy Hispanic Heritage Month. We love celebrating people of all backgrounds, experiences, and faiths at Austin Public Health. I'm your host, 𝗙liche𝗹𝗹𝟐, and you're in for a great show today. If you're joining us for the first time, allow me to welcome you to our show. The information presented here is particular to the Asian community, yet still very relevant to the greater Austin communities. Language access is integral to the creation of this show, and it offers it in 3 different languages: Burmese, Mandarin Chinese, and Vietnamese, so that we can expand our reach to people proficient in another language. You can find each of these languages for this show on our YouTube channel or in the video description below. Now, I'm so thrilled to introduce our guest for today. She's a registered nurse with the Family Connects program. Family Connects is committed to offering postpartum care that is equitable, inclusive, family-centered, and culturally competent while providing resources and support for the whole family. So please join me in welcoming Omaira Hanif. Omaira, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Please tell us about your current role at APH and what is the program that you work for called Family Connects? Can you tell us a little bit about that as well?
Yes, absolutely. So my current role with APH is I'm a registered nurse and a lactation consultant, and I work with a universal home visiting program called Family Connects.
And what does Family Connects do exactly?
So what we do is we provide typically a one-time home visit to families 2 to 3 weeks postpartum. And what we do is we go into their homes, we check in on moms and their partners and babies, we connect them to any resources that they need, we do head-to-toe assessment of baby, do a weight check, just do a mental health check on mom, do a depression screening if they consent to that, and just kind of make sure that they have everything that they need, and that their appointments are set, that they're just physically doing okay, and again, give them any resources and connect them, really Family Connects to any of the resources we have here in Austin.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a very important program. And how often are they able to see you or you see them?
So we typically see them one time, but we can offer up to 2 follow-up visits. Usually, depending on every family is different, every family's needs are different. Sometimes I'll just do a one-time visit and then I'll have a follow-up check-in call. Sometimes I'll do another mini home visit, but typically it's about one time.
And this program, do you also offer any kind of language access services if that's needed? What does that look like?
So when we are informed that, let's say, someone speaks Spanish, someone speaks Mandarin, someone speaks French, we will request for an in-person interpreter. We always want an in-person interpreter. And then of course we have some of our nurses who speak Spanish. I speak 𝗙ihe, which is a language spoken in Afghanistan, and we try to connect clients with nurses who speak their language. It just tends to be a little bit more just easier care that way. And so we have that capability as well.
Some of the populations we've been seeing a lot more of is the Afghani population.
Yes.
So I'm so grateful that you're part of the program and can speak 𝗙ihe. And that's definitely one of the things that we offer as our language access services for different types of health fairs and other programs that we have at Awesome Public Health. So in that same vein of, you know, the kind of services you're providing at Family Connects, can you walk us through a little bit of like what would a typical home visit look like?
Typically, we provide these services to families who are either enrolled in 𝗦𝘗 or qualify for 𝗦𝘗. They deliver it to the hospitals, Seton, Maine, and St. David's South, and if they've consented to those visits. And so they will have a schedule, they'll be scheduled for a visit with us usually when they have just delivered their babies or baby. Or usually if we have been alerted through their providers or through their 𝗦𝘗 office, again, it would pop up on our schedules. So the visit takes about an hour to an hour and a half, and you know, we can follow them wherever they are within their day in their home. Usually the way that I like to do my visits is just kind of meet them where they're at in that moment of time. Sometimes moms are eager to just jump into lactation needs. Sometimes moms just really have some questions about their own, just the physical health, some things that have come up. But typically I like to check in on moms first. I want to know, you know, do you have insurance? Do you have access to insurance? And how is that going? How comfortable are you feeling with your OB and your pediatrician? And how is your overall health? Talk about mental health. That's really a big one too. And then we kind of end it off with baby and do some education pieces there, a lot of newborn care, dive in a little bit to lactation. Some of us are lactation consultants, so we can provide that care, and then connect them to any resources should they need that.
So that's quite a lot of an array of services that's being provided in just that one visit.
Absolutely.
Kind of more like wraparound services of resources and different ways that they can get help for different things.
I forgot to mention, we do weigh babies as well. We do a head-to-toe assessment of baby, and we do vital signs for mom, just to make sure that her blood pressure is all right.
And this is regardless of immigration status and insurance.
Yes.
Right, so folks who don't have insurance, who are underinsured, can also access this.
Absolutely.
And how exactly can they get in touch with
so again, if you deliver at Seton, Maine and St. David's South, you should have someone that, your nurses should hopefully get in touch with you about filling a consent form, so one of our staff can come in and discuss with you about the program and then get you scheduled right then and there. If you miss that opportunity, you can just go on to our website and get enrolled that way, just Family Connects Austin, Texas.
And given that, you know, this particular program has been mostly focusing on the API, AAPI communities, Asian communities, this is definitely a resource that can be utilized. And do you think that there's a smaller number of Asian folks using these services for different reasons, or what do you think?
That's a great question. It makes me sad we don't get very many Asians consenting to the, or wanting the visit, or they may not know about the visit too. That's another big piece of it too. I think there's a multitude of reasons. I think that within the Asian community, we tend to stick with our own, or we are not familiar with the program. We don't know what to expect from the program. The way that we look at a program like this, again, this is universal. visits like this, mostly in Europe and across the world, are very normal. And families will get multiple visits in the first few months postpartum. And so when we're not used to that in the States, it can be something odd. And again, I want to really emphasize that it's a universal program. So this is for everyone, regardless of race, ethnicity, immigrant status. And so we all need a check-in. We all need someone to come and talk with us after we've had baby, whether it's your first or your third. And when I do see my Asian families, you know, they're very grateful for that check-in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would have loved to have a service like that when I was giving birth to my baby girl in the hospital. And so it's nice to know that there is something to kind of lean on when we need it, especially because we don't know all of the things. Baby doesn't come with a manual, so we kind of need a little bit of help and guidance so that we can learn just what are is this normal? Is this not normal? Is this okay? Am I doing the right thing? I'm not able to, you know, I'm not able to provide enough breast milk, so what do I do? How are some ways that I can compensate and still feed the baby?
Absolutely.
So those are it's really good to have that kind of support system. And also in line with the conversation around, you know, wanting to reach out to more Asian families, and hopefully this is a great way for all families, not just Asian families, but all families in the Austin, Travis County areas to start to utilize as you come to know of these services. I want to know more about your background and what has been your journey into this work of healthcare.
Yeah, so I am originally from Afghanistan, and I grew up in a family of healthcare providers. Both my parents work in medicine, and so we were refugees, and then we were immigrants, and it was instilled in me at a young age that you have to try to work in an area where, you know, a war breaks out, you need to be able to transfer that skill set to another country. And so nursing happened to be one of those professions. And I worked in the mental health field. My first degree is in psychology. And after about a year of doing that, I got accepted to nursing school. And the thing I love about nursing is that it encompasses a lot of the things that I'm really passionate about. So nutrition, mental health, you know, just the clinical aspect of it too. And so I knew that I wanted to help people from a young age. I didn't quite know exactly what area I wanted to do, but my mom actually encouraged me to maybe look into nursing. And especially here in the States, nurses have such an amazing impact. And I think oftentimes we think that nurses only work in the hospital. And while that setting is important too, there are so many other areas. And public health for me was just one of those areas that I loved.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this work is so important and so necessary. I wish there was more of this, you know, available, and also for long-term care as well. And so glad that you're here to represent, you know, especially since we do have a lot of refugees from Afghanistan and from, you know, Myanmar and all these other countries. And that kind of support and that kind of service is lacking. And so hopefully we can start to connect these dots and bring these services to all of the communities that are most underserved and that need it the most, right? So I'm very happy that you're here to represent that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very fortunate.
And thanks for being here and talking with us. I hope you all learned a little bit more about Family Connects. And you have Omaira here, who can also guide you in many of the processes that you would like to know about. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have you ever felt there are times when it's difficult to make a decision, big or small, or that you feel unclear about what to do about a certain situation. And sometimes when you have deeper questions arise, like, what is my purpose in life? When one searches for answers to everyday problems that come up, we often react to situations rather than respond. And the difference between the two is that reacting is when you have an immediate emotional response to a problem, like in an argument, where you may resort to yelling or even saying things that you later wish you hadn't said. But when you respond to a situation, you take time to think before you act, and you don't allow for your emotions to take over. A space is created between the situation that's in front of you, and then you choose how you want to respond to the thing. This very easy mindfulness exercise is one that helps to not only reduce stress, but it also allows for clarity to come through when we need it the most. Now remember that the breath is what connects our minds to our bodies. It is the bridge, and it is the function by which we are kept alive. So that's why when we pay attention to our breathing, we're paying attention and connecting to something deeper that brings us into the present moment. By becoming present through these different breathing techniques, such as the one we're about to practice, we can tap into our nervous system. The breath brings oxygen into our system and it calms it down almost immediately. At this point, when we do focus our attention on the breath, our thoughts also slow down, and this is when there's enough space for clarity. This is when we can seek answers to our deepest questions, or even our everyday questions, without reacting. People of all ages, especially children, can learn this easily to help manage big feelings. And the earlier that we learn these kinds of techniques, the more we all benefit. So I invite you and your family to take a seat that's comfortable and to breathe normally through the nose, relaxing your entire body. You may keep your palms facing up, resting on your legs. And for better concentration, you can close your eyes or keep your gaze turned downward. You can also keep them open if you like. Now pay attention to the breath and how the body continues to relax throughout the practice. Begin very slowly to breathe in through the nose, filling up the belly, making it rise, and then slowly exhaling through the nose, allowing the belly to collapse. Now create some kind of intention that you're seeking an answer to whatever that question is for yourself. Inhale again, slowly, and this time hold your breath for 1, 2, 3 counts, or even 3 heartbeats. And then exhale, keeping the breath slow and long. Second round. You can also extend your arms out to either side, opening up the chest. As you inhale, and hold the breath again for 1, 2, 3 counts or 3 heartbeats, and slowly exhale, bringing your arms back to your chest. Last round, breathe in, extend your arms out, and hold your breath for 3 seconds, and exhale. Now relax for a moment, keeping your eyes closed or your eyes turned down. Ask a question that you'd like to get an answer to and see what comes up for you. creating this time to focus on the breath can also help you to clearly identify the right way for you to handle an issue or make a big or small decision about anything. And doing this a few times in a row will not only provide great relaxation and it will reduce your stress, but it can also become your go-to method to quickly make good decisions in life moving forward. I hope that that was helpful to you and that you and your family can carry this in your mental health toolbox wherever you go. I have a community announcement to share. AVAMS, or the Austin Vietnamese American Medical Professional Society, is having their 24th annual Vietnamese Community Health Fair on Saturday, October 12th from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. And it's being held at the 𝗗𝘁𝗆𝘃 College. The address is 1201 Peyton Gin, Austin, Texas. And they will be providing some of the primary healthcare services for free. So do save the date. And if you have any questions, please contact Dr. Tran via email at 𝗏𝑁Tran@yahoo.com. And that's spelled LUANNTRAN@yahoo.com. Or call 512-496-3285. And before we go, here's a quick love note to all of you. Your health is dependent on many factors of life. Some factors are out of our control, and some are within our control. So take time to focus on what you can control in your mind, in your body, and in your immediate space. Here are some things that you can do to love on yourself today to stay healthy. You can start your day with sipping on some warm water with a little squeeze of lemon. You can give gratitude for what you do have and what's going well in your life. Make sure to take a few minutes to stretch and to do any of these mindfulness exercises that you've seen here in these videos. Eat fresh or lightly cooked foods when you're hungry. Stay hydrated. Limit your sugar and salt intake. And make sure to go outside and take a look at nature. Another good tip is to eat your last meal before sundown. And of course, move your body. Get lots of exercise. Well, that's the end of our show for today. So remember, our broadcast is available both on Awesome Public Health's Facebook page and the APH YouTube channel. And if you enjoyed this programming, please do share, like, and subscribe. My API Health airs on the 4th Saturday of every month, so don't forget to click on that bell icon on our YouTube page so you never miss an episode. Thanks for joining us. Be safe, be well, and be kind to one another.